Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through 10 characters that I absolutely hate, and we're going to get a little salty here. But some of these characters are, I think, very popular, well-loved characters. A lot of them are protagonists. I actually purposely chose no villains other than one for this list because a couple of months ago I did a video on villains that I absolutely hate. So a lot of these are main characters. There might be some antagonists, but they're not necessarily villains. But before we go ahead and get on into the 10 characters, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down the description box for links to all of my social media, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon, where you can be entered into winning book giveaways. The first character that I'm going to be talking about is Daisy Buchanan from The Great Gatsby. So I can't help but feel a little bit sorry for Daisy because yes, she is very self-centered, very selfish, very immature, but I also feel like Daisy is a product of her environment. So she's only acting in a manner that she's accustomed to. She has been raised in wealth. She is married to a very wealthy man, so she's accustomed to certain privileges in life, and she really hasn't ever experienced hardship. So she's been spoiled her whole life. She really doesn't know any different. The thing that just griped me about her was how she treated Gatsby. I just didn't like their interaction, and I really never saw what he saw in her, or I never understood how he could not see the real her. I guess he was blinded by love for her, I don't know, but Daisy Buchanan was just a personally infuriating character for me, and I didn't enjoy her. The next character is my villain character, and this is probably one of my most hated villains of any piece of literature that I've ever read, and I don't know why I didn't include him in the Villains I Hate video, or at least I don't think I did, and that is Iago from Othello by William Shakespeare. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Iago. Oh my gosh, he is despicable. So Iago essentially ruins lives. He ruins Othello's life. He ruins Othello's wife's life, and he is the master manipulator and liar, and he was mad at Othello for something petty, and he ended up seeking revenge by ruining this man's life. And he is incredibly cunning and crafty and intelligent, and he whispers lies into Othello's ear about his wife and causes dissension between them. And I mean, I have to admire him for how good he is at being despicable, but he's horrible and I hate him so much, and definitely a horrible, horrible character. The next character is Will from the guest list, and he is one of our main characters. So in this book, we follow two people are getting married, Jules and Will, and as the story goes on, we start to learn more and more things about Will. And Will is a TV star. He's very good looking. He's very charming. He basically gets everything that he wants, but like I said, as the story goes on, we start to learn little things about him and stuff that he has done that's revealed about his true character. And he basically will screw over anybody in order to make himself look good, in order to make himself appear important. And there was this one revelation with his best friend towards the end that just made me so mad. I couldn't believe Will did that to his best friend who utterly adored him. Not to mention that when Will was in high school, they used to like haze the younger kids, and he was involved in like one of those kids dying, and he just shows complete apathy towards what he put these other kids through. And he does all of this stuff and is so good about making himself look like, you know, the perfect man, but deep down he's a rotten apple. Next we have Menya from Strange the Dreamer, and I will say that Menya is a very complex character. I feel like Laini Taylor wrote her extremely well, and I do actually sympathize with Menya in some ways, but that doesn't make me like her. First off, she's like described as this little girl who is a ghost, and it just reminds me of Claudia from Interview with the Vampire, but she's like a grown, scorned woman in a child's body, which is just always creeped me out. But Menya has tunnel vision. Like, she has been wronged, that bad things have happened, and all she wants is revenge, and she will do whatever she can to get that revenge, and she doesn't care who she hurts, what bad decisions she makes, how extreme she has to be in order to seek that revenge. She's gonna get her revenge, and she's unable to be swayed. So I feel like when characters are like that, they're, you know, a danger to themselves and others, and that's exactly what happens with Menya. So she does have some good about her. We do learn some good things that she did for the people that she cared about, and because of that, I do sympathize with her, but oh gosh, I just couldn't stand, especially in the second book, just reading about her and just the way that she rationalized and the rants she went on. Just, oh, definitely a character that personally is unlikable for me. Next, we have Ava from the Themis Files, and she's a character that was introduced to us in book 2, so she's in books 2 and 3, and she is the daughter of one of our main characters. And she is first introduced when she's about 8 years old, I think, and then in this book she's about 18. And oh, she just ruined this book for me. She is almost an adult, or is an adult, and she acts like a child. She is so immature, and she is so disrespectful to her parents. She doesn't listen to them. She calls them names. She basically talks back to everything that they say, and the parents are right, and they're trying to impart wisdom to her, and she's just not having it. And I feel like she was acting more like a 12 or 13-year-old than like an 18, 19-year-old. And I feel like she just does whatever she wants and really put a lot of people in bad situations in book 3, where she had just like calmed down and listened to her elders. She might not have been put in that situation and put people in potential harm. And I just, oh gosh, she was a horribly annoying character. And next we have Delilah Bard from the Shades of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab. And I know a lot of people like Lila. I personally don't. And she's one of the reasons that this series is not like higher up on my list of favorite fantasy series. It's all because of her, because she is the main character. She's a protagonist. She's given a lot of time, a lot of page time. She's given a lot of time with our main character, Cal, who I do like. And I feel like if I liked her, then I probably would enjoy the series more. But the reason I don't like Lila Bard is that she does not listen. Like, there are times where she just does whatever she wants. And Cal is like, no, you need to listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. And she's like, screw you, I'm going to do what I want. And it just really irks me because the situations end up coming out wrong because she didn't heed advice. And then there was a scene in the second book that just really bothered me. So Lila was trying to get into the competition, and she ended up like hurting someone in order to get into this competition, and like didn't care about it at all. Like, she just did whatever she wanted. She didn't even care about the other person that she hurt. And once that scene happened, Lila just lost all credibility for me. So I know a lot of people love her. They think she's like a strong, like, you know, woman character. I just couldn't get on board with her. Next, we have Elosa from Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levinseller. Whew, I thought I was going to love this book because I love seafaring books and pirates, and Elosa just tried too hard. The author was definitely presenting feminist themes in this book, but I felt like they were just not done well. So Elosa is a female pirate, and she tries to show her strength by just beating up men. Like, she's like, I'm gonna kick their butt, I'm gonna beat them up, you know, I'm strong because I can do that. And that was the only form of strength that Elosa showed. And I'm like, you know that there's other types of strength. There's like mental strength, emotional strength, you know, intelligence. You don't have to just go around being physical towards people you don't like to show that you're strong. So I just didn't like the way that she was written. I didn't like the way that the theme of feminism was presented through her, and I just felt like she was very, very annoying and childish. And there were times where whenever she didn't get her way, she would almost throw like a temper tantrum, and she's supposed to be like an older teenager, young adult, and it just definitely ruined the whole book for me. And then we have Lou from Serpent and Dove, and I feel like my reasons for not liking her are very similar to Elosa, but the main reason I don't like Lou is I feel like it was the way that she was written. So this was supposed to take place in like an old-timey situation with witches and witch hunters, and I felt like Lou was written as a girl from like 2020 and then plucked from modern day times and then put into this olden-timey setting. Like, the way that she acted, her dialogue, just, it didn't fit in with the rest of the story. And I also did not like the way that she treated her husband, Reed. I just felt like she was very disrespectful. She was very condescending. She was not like compliant at all when maybe she should have been. She definitely did whatever the heck she wanted, and it caused a lot of problems. There's a theme, apparently, with why I don't like some of these characters. I felt like the author was trying to make her edgy and was trying to write her to be edgy, like an edgy female, and it just was off-putting for me personally. I found her annoying and condescending rather than like strong and inspiring, and she is also the reason why I didn't continue that series, that one character, because I personally found her aggravating. And lastly, we have Hazel from Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. This is an adult romance. Oh, Hazel is supposed to be like a third grade teacher, and there was this one scene at the beginning of the book where they are at a party with like other people from her work in addition to like some of her family, and like she just starts talking about the most inappropriate stuff. Like Hazel has no filter, like no filter. She just says whatever she wants, and like most of the time it's inappropriate, like sexually inappropriate, and she just blurts it out. And I'm like, if you have no filter around people you work with, like how do you have any filter around little children? And not only that, but like I'm thinking in my head, if I did that, I would get HR called on me. And she was just quirky. The authors wrote her to be quirky. That was one of the issues that she was dealing with. Like guys couldn't handle her because she was weird. She was weird. Like she was not even like a normal weird. She was like, the authors decided to create a new kind of weird. And I personally found her annoying as heck. I couldn't stand reading from her perspective. I couldn't stand anytime she spoke, like the stuff that she talked about, the words that she used was just not fun to read about. And her interaction with like the love interest was just, oh, it was so no, I didn't see it. I didn't get it. It wasn't for me. And I personally have never met anyone like Hazel. And if I did in real life, I would probably stay 10 miles away from them. Just no. Okay, you guys, that is it for 10 characters that I absolutely hated. Let me know in the comments if you have any characters that you absolutely hate, and I will see y'all soon in another video. Goodbye.